Hello, this is Patrick Barnard in Montreal. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. I've just finished the 32nd and 33rd International Press Reviews, both about Jeffrey Epstein. And this is a little short bulletin before the next International Press Review, the 34th, which will be about artificial intelligence. So this is a bulletin about one very important story. You're looking now at the headline of the story in the New York Times at the end of February, written by Mike Baker and Michael Gold. It's very important. It's the story that the Trump administration is running away from, but it will not go away. And I'm using this platform to put it in the record, yet another person pointing to it. The headline is, Epstein files a missing records about woman who made claim against Trump. And here's the first two paragraphs. The vast trove of documents released by the Justice Department from its investigations into the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein failed to include some key materials related to a woman who made an accusation against President Trump, according to a review by the New York Times. The materials are FBI memos summarizing interviews the Bureau did in connection to claims made in 2019 by a woman who came forward after Mr. Epstein's arrest to say she had been sexually assaulted by both Mr. Trump and the financier decades earlier, when she was a minor. Here is the essence of the story. In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. A woman in the United States, around about the age of 50, saw his picture in the paper and realized he was the man who had raped her in Hilton Head Island in South Carolina in about 1985, when she was either 13, 14, or 15, definitely a minor. She went to the FBI. She showed them a picture that she had taken of Jeffrey Epstein and Trump. She asked the FBI to rip out Trump's picture because of her fear, because she was frightened. And she spoke to the FBI 4 times. The first conversation, which was about Jeffrey Epstein, was made public. The other 3 conversations were not made public. They were all about an alleged abuse of this very young person then by Donald Trump. This story was first broken not by the New York Times, but by an independent journalist called Roger Sollenberger. He did the basic work of cross-referencing, and he noticed that the index in the Epstein files indicated, when looked at in contrast to the documents, indicated that a number of items were missing. And those were the FBI memoranda for 3 conversations with the young woman who was the accuser. There was also an awful lot of material, background material, missing as well, more than 50 pages. And all of this relevant information was kept from the public, obviously deliberately. This story has legs, and everything is pushing towards the publication of the accuser's complaint against Donald Trump as per the FBI memoranda. What is certain is that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the U.S., has been subpoenaed by the Republican-led House Oversight Committee, and just today the Wall Street Journal reported further aspects of the scandal. That is reflected today in MS Now's report earlier this afternoon. Katie Tour with the legal expert of MS Now, Lisa Rubin. And here's what it sounded like.
FBI interviews with this woman have never been produced. And so the Wall Street Journal broadening that out to say there are 50,000 documents missing, and among the documents missing are the same documents that we've already identified as among the missing, reflections of this Trump accuser's 2019 interviews with the FBI in the Southern District of New York. Katie?
Which opens the question, what else might be in those withheld documents that we are not being allowed to see? All right, Lisa, thank you so much.
Thank you.